Our Lady of Guadalupe, December 12, and Juan Diego, December 9. In 1474 a boy was born in an area, near to present-day Mexico City. His baptismal name was Juan Diego. He was a poor peasant Aztec Indian native to Mexico. He was destined to become the first Roman Catholic indigenous from the Americas. His father died early in life, so Juan was taken to live with his uncle at the age of 3. In 1524 12 Franciscan missionaries arrived in Mexico, and Juan and his wife Maria Lucia were among the first converts to Catholicism. In time he would be recognized for his religious zeal and Virgin Mary and his respect for his bishop Juan de Zumarraga. In 1531 Juan was on his way to Mass, when all of a sudden he saw a beautiful woman surrounded by a ball of light as bright as the sun. She began speaking to him in his own language and identified herself as, "My dear little son, I love you. I desire you to know who I am. I am the ever-Virgin Mary, Mother of the true God who gives life and maintains its existence. He created all things. He is in all places. He is Lord of heaven and earth. I desire a church in this place where your people may experience my compassion. All those who sincerely I help in their work and in their sorrows will know my mother's heart in this place. Here I will see their tears, I will console them and they will be at peace. So run now to Tenochtitlan and tell the bishop all that you have seen and heard." Juan had never been to Tenochtitlan, but that is where Mary had told him to see the bishop. When Juan arrived and asked to see the bishop, the servants couldn't imagine what this lowly peasant could possibly have to discuss with the bishop, so they made him wait hours, hoping of course that he would go away. Finally, they allowed him to speak with the bishop. The bishop said he would consider Mary's request, but Juan would be allowed to revisit the bishop whenever Juan wanted to. Juan returned to Tepeyac Hill and Mary was there waiting for him. He explained that the bishop told him he would consider the matter but as of yet didn't render his final decision. Juan also told her that he was only a humble peasant, and the bishop was an important man, and she should send a more important man than he, to speak with the bishop. Mary told Juan that she could have chosen many others but she had chosen him. Mary told him to return to the bishop the next day and repeat Mary's request. After hours of waiting, Juan was allowed to meet with the bishop. The bishop said he wanted a sign from her to prove who she was. Juan returned to Tepeyac Hill where Mary was again waiting for him. He repeated the bishop's request. Mary's response was, "My little son, am I not your mother? Do not fear. The bishop shall have his sign. Come back to this place tomorrow. Only peace, my little son." Juan could not return the next day because his uncle had become mortally ill, and Juan stayed with him and saw to his care. After 2 days, with his uncle near death, Juan left his side to find a priest. Juan had to pass Tepeyac Hill to find a priest, but there was Mary waiting for him. She spoke, "Do not be distressed, my littlest son. Am I not here with you who am your mother? Are you not under my shadow and protection? Your uncle will not die at this time. There is no reason for you to engage a priest, for his health is restored at this moment. He is quite well. Go to the top of the hill and cut the flowers that are growing there. Bring them to me." It was freezing, but Juan followed Mary's instructions and found Castilian roses in full bloom. He took off his tilma or poncho, which was made of cactus fiber. He cut and placed the roses in it. "My little son, this is the sign I am sending to the bishop. Tell him that with this sign I request his greatest efforts to complete I desire in this place. Show these flowers to no one else but the bishop. You are my trusted ambassador. This time the bishop will believe all you tell him." At the palace, Juan was presented to the bishop and some advisors. He told them what Mary said and finding the out-of-season flowers right where she said they would be. Then he opened the tilma, and there was a picture of the Blessed Virgin Mary exactly as Juan had described her. Juan took the bishop to the spot where he first met and spoke to Mary. He then returned to his uncle and found him in perfect health. The uncle also told him that a lady met with him, and cured him of his illness. In just 6 years, 6 million Aztecs had converted to Catholicism. Over the centuries the tilma has been exposed to many environmental hazards, smoke, fires and even bombing, but it has survived untouched. In 1977, the tilma was examined using infrared photography and enhancement techniques. Unlike any painting, the tilma shows no sketching or any sign of outline drawn to permit an artist to produce a painting. Further, the very method used to create the image is still unknown. The image is incapable of being explained in its longevity and method of production. It can be seen today in a large cathedral built to house up to 10,000 worshippers. It is, by far, the most popular religious pilgrimage site in the Western Hemisphere. Additional resources: A Handbook on Guadalupe, by Franciscan Friars of the Immaculate,